Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. Now, this one, I was meant to have this video filmed it up on Election Day last year, and then just shit got in the way. And the original plan was I was just going to cover, let me do something here. Just going to cover these 3 issues of PRez, because I got the first 3 issues. I need number 4. I don't have number 4 yet. Let me see them. And then what happened was I went looking for number 4. And I found out, even in this shape, because these are all reader copy. I mean, this, in my copy issue one's probably in the best shape out of all of them. See, it's not even close to mint, but I got this for next to nothing in a convention quite a few years ago. These other 2, they're not in the best shape. But for the cost to get one even in this kind of shape of issue 4, I could get, which I'll show you in a second, issue 3. I could get this trade that not only reprints all 4 issues, but a bunch of other stuff. Or for a little bit more. It wasn't much more, because this was a $25 trade. Wow. I didn't pay that much. I paid about $15 for it. So I'm just going to flip through trade. I just want to show you, I do have 3 of the issues. I got to get the 4th. I don't have the Supergirl. I have the Sandman issue somewhere. And probably the Vertigo one-shot. I don't know if I still have a copy of that or not. I'm not sure on that. That's one where I'm not sure at all if I have that. But this is a 70s series from DC. Matter of fact, I want to say this is part of the DC Explosion then Implosion. I want to say it got canned in the Implosion because I think there's an issue that got finished, never got put out. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Real simple premise. PRez RIckards. They lowered the voting age 18. They lowered the age to, and you can see on the front cover here of the first issue, 8-year-olds vote. PRez for president. They lowered the age to be president to 18. So this kid who, his big thing is he got all the clocks in the town he grew up in, which was a town that was known for their clocks, to all have the same time. He ends up becoming president. It's just him running as president. Goofy, very, to me, more of a Silver Age idea than a 70s, what's that? Bronze Age? Yeah, I think that's called Bronze Age now. But it came out in Bronze Age. So let's see. Let's say on the back here. Hail to the chief. When a constitutional amendment lowers the age of eligibility to run for public office, young people across the U.S. unite to elect the country's first teenage president, the aptly named PRez RIckards. Created by Joe Simon and Jerry Grandinetti in 1973, PRez captured the spirit of an era, spreading a message of peace in our time and fighting government corruption in the form of villainous boss Smiley. Through his term in office was short-lived, the idea of a 19-year-old political whiz kid nevertheless went on to inspire such comic greats as Frank Miller, Neil Gaiman, Ed Brubaker, and Grant Morrison. PRez, the first name president, and I had to pull this sticker off. I hate when they do this shit. Includes every appearance of the DC Universe's young head of state leading up to the 2015 series. Excuse me. From his debut in 1973 to his appearance in The Sandman, The Dark Knight Strikes Again, and more. And as a special bonus of also contains the rare PRez story from Cancel Comics Cavalcade number 2. If y'all don't know what that is, DC had a bunch of stuff done. And then they just, boom, they wiped out a bunch of titles real quick. And they came up, Cancel Comics Cavalcade 1 and 2 as a way to copyright the stories. They're small, photocopied, basically. Ash cans is probably the closest thing to if you know what an ash can comic is. And there's a way to identify if you have an original. It's not that hard if you ask around to find somebody who has a copy of the original, and you can get a hold of it. Black and white. Let's look at that. 25. I can't believe this was $25. Man, look at that cover. All right, let's compare. What did they change? Well, the logo, there's no first team PRez. This is missing, but that looks nice. I think they do whatever you want. I have read the first issue, the second issue. I've not read the third one yet, or the 4th. I've not read the Cancel Comics story. I read that Supergirl. That's where I first became aware of PRez. I found that issue. Oh God, short story here. Back where I grew up in Jackson County, Mississippi. There was 2 libraries in Jackson County. You had the Moss Point Library and Pascagoula Library. I always usually went to the Pascagoula Library just because it was the bigger library. Well, I found out through my cousin that the Moss Point Library had a comic trade. And what it was is you brought in 1 comic, gave it to me. You brought in 10 comics, gave you a little card, said 10, you go dig through these bins and pick out 10 comics. So I found that issue, that Supergirl issue in there. Let me go back. I was doing that. This is the Golden Boy I've read. Smells Like Teen President read. Dark Knight Strikes Again read. Earth 47. I have not read that. The Clocks of Steadfast. And the little town of Steadfast was. If the little town of Steadfast was famous for anything at all, it would be from the number of its clocks. On every steeple and every shop home, there was a clock. And every clock had a quaint way of striking. One by one, the clocks of Steadfast would confidentially strike the hour. It took all 30 minutes because none of the clocks in Steadfast were on time. So, yeah, there it is. The boss of Slum City. And we're going to get to see old Boss Smiley. Boss Smiley wants me to pay him welfare. There's old Boss Smiley. Look at it. Just pimp slash somebody out the window, man. And I'm assuming these three guys are parodies of somebody. I ain't figured out who. And so when he meets up with Eagle Free, which is this Native American who's becoming president's VP, if I remember, or head of security. I can't remember which one. Head of security, because I think his mom's the VP. Now, PRez RIckards, our choice for Senator of the United States of America. Yeah, president's become a senator. Just it's nice art. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's nice. Of course. Sorry about that. I'm doing laundry too, and that was the buzzer to let me know that it was time to check it. It was not ready. Okay, let me get to where I was. And Boss Smiley, doesn't want Prez to win. And Prez ends up doing it. Now, issue 2. Let's see here. Besides being smaller, I don't see. I wonder why they did that with the one issue. Who knows? Robbie Fishhead, Queen of Rant. It was just wacky. I've said this multiple times, but especially at DC, it really. Their 70s output, oh man, their superhero stuff, there ain't a lot in there I enjoyed. Legion was decent. Not much else. I mean, there's a little bit of the Batman I don't mind, but for DC, if I'm going to read 70s DC, it's going to be stuff like, I was talking about the damn, I'll talk about the contract. With DC, I'm going to end up reading like their war titles, their westerns, their horror titles, and their goofball stuff like this, like Prez or that 70s Simon and Kirby Sandman series that, Neil Gaiman's like, hey, I can do something with this. Invasion of the Chessmen. Look at really, like I said, well, a nice looking series. And this came out because they did a PRez revamp, as it's mentioned. I think I read it on the back cover there. And I don't think that revamp did very well as a female president. Poison Pawn. If I remember, yeah, his mother. I think that's his mother. His mother ends up being his VP. And just the craziness DC would come out with. Now, I mentioned, the first PRez issue I got at Queen of Rant. The Russian Queen. I got it, a convention. The other two, my local comic shop had the first 3 issues of PRez. Now, their first issue, copy number 1, they wanted like $10, and it was worth shape to mine. I paid under $5 for issue 1. Then they had 2 and 3, and I think I think they were $5 each. I got to the counter, like, oh man, tell you what, give me $6. You sure you don't want issue 1? I was like, I already got issue 1. Well, I'll cut you a deal on. I already got issue 1, and mine's in better shape. Assassin in the White House. Let's see. They didn't change much on this one either, it looks like. Just shrunk it down some. Okay. This is the Invasion of America, yeah. Winter and Valley Forge. These are like Revolutionary War reenactors. The guy thinks he's Washington. I want to say this is the one where he's mad because now PRez is on the dollar bill. Is PRez alive? Look at that page. Just so crossing the Delaware. And then PRez and the guy have a fight. This is the last issue. This is one I really want because this is fucking Vampire in the White House. Okay, you're too late. The creatures found the president. In the White House vaults, there's a secret file that will be open to the public. It contains sworn affidavits of eyewitnesses to a grim international incident so bizarre, so fantastic. Threatened to destroy the president himself, codenamed Dracula. Now, first time you can read all these incredible facts exactly as they happen. And this is a vampire coming out after the president. Eagle Free, chief of the FBI. Okay, I knew he had a cabinet position, or what do you call it? Yikes. Yeah. We couldn't get away with that as much now. Got a werewolf. Ambassador from Transylvania. Dracula, Count Dracula the First. But look, he has no legs. He's on one of these little rolly cars. This is just fucking insane. I say, I want to order this. I thought, okay, it's just going to be the 4 issues, maybe the Supergirl. You know, I didn't expect all the rest of it. I went on Amazon and saw it, and I'm like, I think I got it for $15. It was not full price. I don't think this sold well. I don't think there was much demand for a PRez trade. I'm glad it came out. This is would have been probably issue 5. Well, you don't have to resign, Mr. President. The bugs are about to eat us alive. Now, it's black and white, of course, because that's all. I mean, they didn't color these. So this is what, 2 pages, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This might be a full-length issue. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that's a full. The Supergirl. Now, I don't know why, because the thing was that PRez was not set in the proper DC universe. I don't remember what they called it back then. Hold on. Let me switch something real quick. I just noticed how bad that glare is. But this issue, it was. Supergirl, don't drop me. I have my orders, PRez. From Julius Caesar on, the great and the highest offices have been targets of ruthless plotters. Now, Supergirl herself becomes the irresistible instrument of destruction in the storyline plot of the century, Death of a PRez. I'm going to say story by Curry Bates, art by Saf and Coletta. I guess that's Vince Coletta. I don't know who Saf is. And I was a Supergirl fan back in the day, mostly because the movie. Sandman. Issue 54. I remember this one very clearly. October 90th. Wow, is that late in the run? Mike Allred, Brian Talbot, Mark Buckingham. Hold on. Sorry about that. And basically, this is a retelling of the PRez story. This is when, what's his name? The guy goes in the bar. No, shit, I can't remember now. It's just little stories. Great Mike Allred art. There's Boss Smiley. PRez, you know, he gets elected. Then his girl gets shot. And this is, I'd heard about PRez before this issue. It's just goofy. I always liked the goofy shit. DC 70 goofy shit, but I had not read, besides that Supergirl issue, read any of it because you didn't find these issues. I don't think these sold that well. Hold on. Sorry about that. I can't control the phone. But hands are going on walkabout pretty much. He's disillusioned. But, you know, I read this like, holy shit, PRez is actually, I love the character. And then Death shows up. Somehow everybody's wondering how he died. And of course, Morpheus showed. And this smells like Team President. This was the actual Prez one shot by Ed Brubaker and Eric Shanover. I read this back then. I don't remember shit about it. And it's more about this kid who's always been told Perez is his father, so he's trying to find his dad. And the last few things in here are short. It's gorgeous. I know, this glare, man. It's the only thing bad about these doing trades, especially on this slick paper. I always call it Vertigo paper. It's not newsprint. It's like a step above. It's like, I guess, Baxter, Mondo, maybe. We got Perez's appearance in Dark Knight 2, Dark Knight Rising, where he's just a construct, a hologram controlled by Luthor. And then we get the Multiverse Guidebook, where Perez is on Earth 47. Brother Power the Geek. And that's it. That's Perez. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing this one. And it just happened to work out that, Inauguration Day was on a Wednesday. I looked up like, ooh, because you might hear in the background, I got Christmas music playing. This is getting filmed in December. But yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Man, if you can give me 2, that'd be nice. But give me 1. Leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.